Well, good morning from the beautiful Las Terrenas, and today we're just going to do a short little video. I thought it'd be interesting because I see a lot of people commenting on vehicles and what cars and whether we should import our cars into Dominican Republic and which cars to buy. And my wife and I recently purchased a Chinese car and a Korean car, so I thought, why not give us just a little review about the car. So the vehicle that I got was actually a Sang Yong. So Sang Yong is a Korean company and they have rebranded themselves as KG Mobility, and we bought our vehicle from a company called Vega Mobile. Where we are, we're in the beautiful Las Terrenas, and my assistant is busy working very hard over there. So way in the distance over there you can see a white Toyota 4Runner. This is coincidental but very relevant to this video. I was very much set on possibly buying either a Toyota 4Runner or a Kia or Hyundai. Now a brand new Toyota 4Runner was around $70,000 in Santo Domingo at the time, and that's not for all the bells and whistles, but it was one that was there. Now, if I had bought this vehicle, I did my math and looked around, and over 3 years, I would have lost around between $20,000 and $30,000 on a brand new vehicle. Now, I wasn't prepared to spend $70,000 or even the $60,000 for the base model Toyota 4Runner. So I was only prepared to spend around $30,000 on a new vehicle, and for that I would have got a 10-year-old, 8 to 10-year-old Toyota 4Runner, and fair enough, I may not have lost that much, but I just wasn't prepared to go out and buy an 8 or 10-year-old vehicle. I wanted something newer. So first of all, this vehicle is listed as a 4-wheel drive, however it's an all-wheel drive. Now, coming to the interior, this is what totally made me fall in love with the car, was the color of the interior. So the car is equipped with air-conditioned and heated seats. It has an onboard display system, which is your navigation, your controls. Easily seats 5 people, 5 grown-ups. The back seats can accommodate either 3 adults, or you can put down the middle tray, and then it's 2 seats with a little seat holder. The dash is a digital display. You have, like I mentioned, your sunroof, which is a glass sunroof and a cover. You have all your controls on your dashboard, everything you need, and you also have a control center down below, which is for your air conditioning. Now, coming to the engine, it is a 1.5 liter turbo engine. Now, this little engine, when I bought this car, I had no idea. I was like, how could a 1.5 power this car? But it truly does really well. In the back, you've got a space saver spare wheel, a lot of space. Excuse the dirt, I didn't clean the car for this video. It was just a general video. The back seats are also heated. They're not air conditioned, but heated. You also have the blinds for the back seats, little shade blinds. My vehicle, I've had the windows tinted. Luckily in the Dominican Republic we can have our windows tinted. When I came to the Dominican Republic, I purchased 2 used vehicles that had been freshly imported into the Dominican Republic. It was a 2016 Jeep Patriot, which we used for a while and ultimately became my wife's car. And then I bought myself a 2018 Jeep Cherokee. They were both high mileage vehicles that we bought from a car dealer that was importing vehicles into Santo Domingo. And the experience was not that great. So after driving these vehicles for nearly 2 years, and I finally decided that Dominican Republic was going to be my forever home, we decided it was time to purchase new vehicles. So I went out and I started shopping around. Now, my father was a Toyota mechanic and he worked for Toyota South Africa, and we all know Toyotas are the greatest cars. I personally worked for McLaren, Mercedes. I'm a trained Mercedes technician. So all these different things came up and we were deciding what should we buy. So I went out and I looked at Toyotas, and they were, quite frankly, out of my price range. A new Toyota 4Runner was over $70,000, and I was only really looking to spend around $35,000. I'd heard about these Chinese vehicles, Sang Yong, Geely, Cherry, and so on. So I went out and had a look at them, and I stumbled across a vehicle which I actually knew about called the Sang Yong, which is now called the Korean Group Mobility, KGM. And I really fell in love with this one vehicle. However, I looked at Kias, I looked at Hyundais, and I was pretty much set on buying a Kia. And then I stumbled across a Sang Yong, a C75, which was less than a year old, and it was only going for $28,000, and it had every single bell and whistle you could dream of. So I ended up purchasing that, and that night, coming home speaking to my wife, we decided maybe it was a good time to actually buy my wife a new vehicle. So the following day we went out to have a look around, and we went to go look at, I believe it was a Geely, and we went to this dealership called Auto Agena, and the name is here. It's also part of this other group. And we went and had a look, and the salesman was amazing. They had a building, I think 3 or 4 levels of different cars. They are the Kia dealer, I believe. Basically, they have a lot of vehicles there. So you can go there and you can look at 5 or 6 different makes of vehicles all in one building. It was absolutely amazing. So while we were looking around, I stumbled across this KGM Taurus in the silver, the one you've just seen with the tan interior, and I fell head over heels in love with this vehicle. Long and the short of it, I ended up purchasing this vehicle, and my wife took over the Sang Yong. But this video is about the KGM. So I was extremely excited to take the KGM, and I pretty much rushed the salesman through the deal, and I wanted to drive home in the vehicle, which I did. On the way home, the accelerator pedal wasn't operating as it should, and we called the salesman, and he said, "Not a problem, where are you?" We said, "We're nearly at home." By the time we got home, he was waiting there with another vehicle. Now, something I would like to mention about the KGM, it comes with a thing called the KGM Mobility Plan. Now, the salesman told me this at the time of purchasing the vehicle, but I was like, yeah, warranty, sales pitch, whatever. The truth of the matter is, it's if the car breaks down or if there's any problems, they would give you a vehicle that is better than the one you have until your vehicle is fixed. Well, they were true to their word. They arrived with the KGM, the big model KGM, the big SUV. They took my vehicle. It was 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and the very next day they contacted us, said the problem was that the vehicle didn't have its pre-delivery service, and I will take all the blame for this because I rushed them through giving me the vehicle, and maybe in all the rushing that was overlooked. However, they fixed the vehicle, they delivered the vehicle back to me. Everything was absolutely amazing. I've driven the vehicle, had absolutely no problems with it. It's been absolutely amazing. Then I go to Las Terrenas once, maybe twice a week from Santo Domingo. And one of our trips back from Las Terrenas, it was really raining, it was downpour. And I drove through a huge puddle of water. The whole car was drenched. And after that, the vehicle was acting a little bit funny. The check engine light came on. We called the dealer. They were like, "Are you guys safe? Do you want to pull over? Do you need a hotel? Should we send a tow truck or send another vehicle?" Super helpful. And I'm a mechanic myself, and I was like, "No, I think I'll be fine." So we ended up just driving the vehicle back home. And by the time we got back to our house, sure enough, they were waiting for us with another vehicle. This time it was a four-door pickup truck, fully luxury, top of the range, every bell and whistle. And they took my vehicle in, and it was also due for its $5,000, a 5,000 mile service, kilometer alive, 5,000 kilometer service. The next day, everything was repaired. They gave the car back. To be honest, I never even asked them what was wrong with it. It was great. The only other issue I had was I was driving to Punta Cana, and a truck in front of me threw a stone up, which hit the windshield, broke the windshield. My insurance company did it. I insisted that it went to the dealer for the windshield. Again, they were absolutely amazing, took care of everything, took care of the windshield. I cannot recommend this company enough. Now, this vehicle comes with a 360,000 or 360,000, a 10-year or 360 it's just amazing. So the car is amazing. The vehicle runs on absolutely no fuel. Put the fuel consumption usage here. I'm not one to actually pen and pencil fuel consumption. The vehicle flies whether I'm by myself or whether I have 5 grown-ups in it. Vehicle is amazing. The handling is amazing. Going through the mountains, going up to Las Terrenas, you feel like you're in a golf cart. So the long or the short of it is, I'm extremely happy with my KGM Taurus. I'm extremely happy with the dealer. And you couldn't convince me enough to go out and purchase a Toyota, which has a 2-year warranty. Fair enough, you may say it doesn't need it. Hasn't have half the bells and whistles my car has. And effectively, I'm going to lose $20,000, $25,000 buying a Toyota. So I've taken the risk on this KGM. And if I only sell it for $10,000 or $15,000 after 3 years, I'm in exactly the same boat as if I'd bought a Toyota. However, I've got the service. Toyota will not deliver you another car. Toyota will not give you a backup car while your car breaks down. And you may say, well, Toyotas don't break down. I hate to tell you they do. And also, you don't have the warranty. So I'm extremely happy with my KGM. They're the same dealer for the Sang Yong, which is my wife's vehicle. We've had my wife's vehicle, actually the alternator went bad on it, and we took it in to the same dealership. Now, remember, I bought this vehicle and it was actually nearly a year old, and we didn't buy it from the dealer. We actually bought it from the used car dealer. However, the dealership took the car in, warranty was valid, replaced the alternator, everything was amazing. So hats off to this dealership. They're absolutely amazing. And anybody that's contemplating or considering a new car, I highly recommend looking into this. Just a small point I wanted to bring up. When Toyotas came out, everybody said, why are you buying a rice burner car? Why are you going to buy that car? It's terrible. And then Korean cars came out, Hyundais and Kia, and everybody was like, why would you buy a Korean car? They're terrible. Now, everybody's like, Toyota is the benchmark of the best car in the world, supposedly. Hyundais and Kias are amazing cars. So now we have Chinese cars, and everybody's like, oh, don't buy Chinese cars, they're terrible. You get the flow of this. Let's see. Chinese cars, Korean cars, we'll see. So far, I'm extremely happy. It is a fantastic option. Highly suggest you look into them. Thank you for watching this video. And if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe and hit the notification buttons and hit the like. And I'll continue trying to get you out some exciting content, and tell me what you'd like to see more. Some more inputs about my life in the DR, or what we're doing at the hotel. Give me your input. In the comments below, I've put down the name of the salesman we dealt with the dealership contact numbers. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe. Cheers for now.